but it does blend really easily onto the skin. Why do I keep doing this when I say blend? Who needs this motion? I don't know.
Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are talking about drugstore bronzers. I am on the hunt to find the best bronzer at the drugstore. I have 4 that I'm going to review for you today. If you're new, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by today. If you love makeup and cheap shit, you are in the right place. Go ahead and hit subscribe so we can see you here next time too. Let's start with the bronzer I like the least. None of these are like awful bottom of the barrel type of shit, but this one does bug me for a few reasons, and that makes me sad because it is the cheapest, which makes me want to like it the most, but I don't. It is from Essence. It is their Luminous Matte Bronzing Powder. Now this says lighter skin on it. However, I was looking on their website and I'm pretty sure this is the only shade they have. So it gets, you know, some points knocked off right off the bat for the shade range. The second major problem I have with this one is the smell. That is going to be a theme for this video. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know that I think makeup should be seen and not smelled, but I seem to have an unpopular opinion in feeling that way. All of these bronzers smell, and I have one bronzer in particular that I blame for that problem. However, this one smells different and quite honestly worse than the rest. It smells like old lady perfume. It's a very florally old lady perfume. I don't know any other way to describe that. It does not linger on the face, so once I have it on, I don't smell it anymore, but it just bugs me. The other problem I have with this one is that it is extremely powdery. I mean, I just barely tap my brush into this and powder goes everywhere. It's gotten on my clothes when I'm trying to apply this. It is really, really annoying and also just gross because it smells and it's going everywhere and I feel like I'm inhaling it, which is not really a fun feeling. So I do have to like very gently tap my brush into this, which is kind of a problem because if you look closely, it has like 2 colors and I want to be able to swirl my brush around, but I can't. However, once it's on the face, I don't really have any problems with it. It is a warmer bronzer, so if you're looking for that more kind of sun-kissed look and you have a lighter skin tone, I think you would like this for that. You're gonna see me apply all of these today with my Real Techniques Duo Fiber Face Brush. You're also gonna see me apply all these bronzers as eyeshadow today in the little demos, because quite honestly, that is how I do my makeup these days, 99% of the time. You guys, I have a 5-month-old baby who quite literally doesn't nap anymore, so I have no time to actually do makeup, and I like to use my bronzers that way as well. So anyway, I do like this one. It does kind of warm up the face. The lasting power is okay, but not as good as some of the others. So I can see it on my face at the end of the day, but it has started to fade a bit. As for the luminous claim to this bronzer, by the way, most of the bronzers I'm talking about have a little bit of just like a healthiness to them, and I'd say this falls into that category. It's not shiny, it's not sparkly in any way, but it does look healthy on the skin. The best thing about this one, however, is the price. Super cheap. It is $4.49 for this bronzer. All of these have like a comparable amount of product, so per ounce, it's about half the price of the other ones, if not more. So obviously if you're on a super tight budget and you have pale skin, in which case, you know, we should be friends, this could work for you. But if you're willing to spend a little bit more money, I think you might like one of the other options better. Let's talk about the most expensive bronzer next, because why not? Let's talk about the Physicans Formula Butter Bronzer now. When I was thinking about making this video, I knew I had to include it because I know this is everyone's favorite bronzer on the internet except for me. Now, I've refused to buy the butter bronzer for years because of 2 reasons. One, the price. It is $15. That is astronomical to me for a drugstore product. I know drugstore prices just keep getting higher and higher and I need to just get over it, but I can't because I am cheap to the depths of my soul and I can't get over it. Also, the smell. It smells horrific. I hate the smell. I hate that coconut sunscreen beach smell that everyone else seems to love. I really do not like it. However, my sister has this bronzer and loves it and was kind enough to let me borrow it for a week so that I could test it out for you guys, and you are gonna see me demo it in a little clip here. I get why people like this bronzer. It's easy to use. It's not too pigmented, but it is buildable. It looks nice on the skin. It has a nice color to it. It's most similar in tone of the 4 I'm talking about today to the Essence. It really does warm the face up nicely without looking too orange. I also think it's similar to the Essence in the lasting power. It is on my face at the end of the day, but it's not impressively on my face. Like, it's not gone, but it has definitely faded a bit. Another plus for the Butter Bronzer is that it comes in a lot of shades. They have recently expanded the shade range even more. And I looked on the Physicans Formula website, they now have 8 different shades, which I really like that they're starting to expand. I don't think it's amazing. It's not like a totally inclusive shade range, but it is better than the others we're talking about today. The scent is a little bit stronger in that I can smell it on my face for a while, but not all day. So it's not like a total deal breaker unless you're a crazy person like I am. All right, let's talk about the 2 bronzers I like the most. However, they still have some problems, so we need to discuss. Let's start with the Milani. This is the Silky Matte Bronzing Powder, and I have this in the lightest shade, which is Sunlight. This is $9.99, although I did get it for less at Walmart. I think it was like 8 something at my Walmart. And I do really like it. I feel like of the bronzers I'm talking about today, it has the nicest looking and feeling packaging. It's, you know, like substantial enough, but not bulky or anything like that. And then it has this nice little sunburst type thing in the powder. I'm really good with words. That's why you're here. At my Walmart, they had 3 shades and this was the lightest, but I looked on the website. I'm pretty sure they have 4. Is that right? Am I remembering that correctly? I think it's 4. Editing Robin will correct me if it's not. I like the tone of this bronzer. It's not too deep, it's not too warm, it's not too yellow. It's just kind of like right in the middle, which I think is flattering. The main problem I have with this bronzer is that it is a little bit difficult for me to apply. If I go in with my brush and just swirl it on my face like I do with all of the other bronzers, it picks up the makeup that I already have on my face, which doesn't work for me because at this point I have like a lot of acne scarring and redness on my cheeks. Probably at other times in my life, I wouldn't notice, but I'm still like healing from all of the pregnancy acne, so that's a problem for me. So what I end up doing instead is going into the powder and just tapping it on my cheeks, which works and it looks good, and I do find myself using this one a lot, but it's just a little bit fussier in application than the others, and that bugs me. If it weren't for that, this would be hands down my top pick, so I do recommend it, just know that it's a little bit more difficult to apply. This has a similar scent to the Physicans Formula. In fact, I blame Physicans Formula for the scent of both of these bronzers you're seeing here because they're obviously trying to emulate that beach sunscreen coconut smell. The Milani smells much more like sunscreen than the other. I get less of the coconut from it, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad. It still smells. I don't smell it on my face throughout the day though. And one of the best things about this powder is that it lasts all day. It is a little bit more difficult to apply, but at the end of the day, on me, it looks just as good as it did when I put it on in the morning, so that is a plus as well. All right, the last bronzer we're gonna talk about today is my other kind of top pick along with the Milani. It is the Maybelline City Bronzer. I have this in the shade 200. Once again, it has that beachy smell. I have more of the coconut in this one than I did in the Milani, if you care. No one cares. No one cares about the smell except for me, so I should stop talking about it. What I like about this bronzer is that it is easy to use. I feel like it blends easily onto the skin. It's a little bit more matte than the others we talked about today, but it's not flat looking. And like the Milani, this is still on my face at the end of the day. I mean, it has really good stain powder on, you know, someone with normal skin. I don't have oily skin, not dry, just kind of like right down the middle these days. So that is what I like about this. The tone of this is interesting, and I think it's pretty much my fault for buying the wrong shade. I probably should have just bought the lightest shade because I am like the lightest shade human, you know, so that would make sense. However, I've seen a lot of people talk about this bronzer, and some people say the color's kind of off, and I noticed that the people who like it the most tend to get the shade 200, so that's why I decided to get it. This shade you're gonna love if you want a more yellow bronzer. If all the bronzers you're trying from the drugstore are either, or you know, from anywhere, are either too like orangey or too reddish, try this. However, it's a lot of yellow in that undertone. And even though my skin like has kind of a yellowy undertone, on me, it can end up looking a little bit just dirty. It just looks kind of like dirt on my face if I apply too much. So I don't love that about it. It makes it look really nice as an eyeshadow. I love the tone as an eyeshadow, but as far as on my face, it is not the most natural looking shade. Everything else about it though, I do really like. So those are the bronzers I have for you today. I don't have a clear winner. Like I can't say number one, this is the one you should get, although I do recommend of the 4, these 2 the most. Let me know. I'm still on the hunt. I still don't think I have found my perfect drugstore bronzer, so let me know your recommendations down below. Let me know if you want to see a part 2, because I just like reviewing shit and I will probably be buying more. Thank you for stopping by and hanging out with me today. I also wanted to say thank you to all of you who've been sending me the sweetest messages on here, on Instagram, on social media, just, you know, sending me well wishes. I'm sorry I have been gone for so long. I miss you guys, and I'm glad we have a chance to hang out today. But I'm trying to get back to it. It's just, you know, life is busy, and I have a baby and a job. So this is kind of taking a little bit of backseat for a while. Let me know if you like this format of videos, because I think I do, and I think I want to do more. So let me know if you like it and what products you would like me to review next. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Okay, Tom, I need you to pick between the Milani and the Maybelline. Will you pick which one you like better? No? No. I need a nap.